Hi, I'm Cam Marston with Generational Insights. For the past 15 years, my company has worked with clients to help them understand the intersection of demographic trends and generational biases. We study both the workplace and the marketplace and work with employers, family business, family groups, and many others to help them make sense of the changes underway. At the top of the list, I would say, of the most fascinating part of Generation X today is the Generation X mother, all right? She is the boss. She is a fully engaged, mostly informed, questioning, dubious information sponge. If a little information is a dangerous thing, she is a thermonuclear bomb. She is leading our society. 70 to 85% of all consumer purchases are in the hand of this woman out there, and she's crazy. Anybody knows one of them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. She's the boss. She lets me think that I'm the boss in my own household. She is buying for herself, her kids, and her spouse, and is greatly influencing the purchases of her parents, her in-laws, and her peers. If she loves you, she will sing your praises to the ends of the earth, but woe to you who scorn this consuming machine, she'll eat you alive. If you're in the stores and you see this woman, treat her well, treat her very well. If you manufacture and know she's part of your target audience, treat her very well, at the top of the list.
Cam, break it down for me. What's your wish for the boomers, for the Xers, and for the millennials?
If the Dow hits 18,000, that's the magic number that the baby boomers are looking for that they can afford to retire. And if they retire, it opens up the workplace for the Generation Xers to move up into new positions of leadership and responsibility that they've been eager to get into. However, they've been waiting for the boomers to step out of the way. And when the Generation Xers move up, it opens up the workplace to the millennials to become fully employed, to either become employed or fully employed, and the prospects brighten for all of us at that point. So for the three of them, I hope it all goes to one thing. If the stock market rises, people are generally happy, but it would mean a whole different thing to the economy. It would trigger housing purchases. It would trigger more savings. It would trigger so many different things if it hits that plateau, and the workforce would change nearly instantly. These are organizations that target the millennials. It's focused on the individuality, on how you're different, on what makes you stand out, on how you're unique, how you're special, and if we had greater time, on how we'll make you happy. It is our job here at McDonald's to make you happy. It is our job at the U.S. Army to make you happy because you are an army of one. I happen to have it from an insider that this isn't true, okay? This is a bait and switch. However, the message is clear. The focus on the individuality. The baby boomers never would have done this. This is the way these generations have been raised, and it happens over and over and over again, and after you and I are long gone, it'll happen again. The latchkey kid is what created Generation X. Let me say it correctly. Generation X was created out of the latchkey kid. They are proving to be poor managers. They manage from afar. They manage from a distance. They don't engage their teams well. I am now stereotyping 45 million people. They don't engage their teams well. They say to their teams, if you need me, come find me. I'll be in my office. I have an open door policy in the brief moments that I get here and I leave. Other than that, so be quick. So other than that, you leave me alone and I'm going to leave you alone. And they think they do their teams a favor by leaving them alone. You're going to love working for me because I don't hold meetings. You're going to love working for me because instead of meetings, I send emails, and we like email. You're going to love working for me because I'm not going to bother you. As long as you do your job and get it done, we're going to be fine. And what we know is that the baby boomers and the millennials like consensus building. They like pulling people together. The millennials are a herd animal. The boomers like consensus building. They want their teams to be together physically where possible, if not through the technology. And when they get led by the Generation Xer who says, I'm going to leave you alone, the teams tend to fizzle. You say that team should be soaring based on the talent, and they're not. What's the problem? I bet you it's a Generation X manager who thinks he or she is doing their team a favor by leaving them alone. Affluent societies historically, and there's a very clear pattern of this, cause a delayed adulthood. People transition into adulthood at older ages. In times of affluence, the youth remain younger longer. They stay at home longer. They have children at older ages. They get jobs at older, all these things. Now, the economy is a player in this right now. But what we're seeing today in our society, let's back the economy out of the conversation, the past 5 years, the economy, et cetera. We still see the youth of today much younger than they used to be, meaning that if you take their age and subtract 3 to 5, you get their chapter or their life stage. In other words, they're taking longer to grow up. There are moments in your life where you realize that you are no longer bulletproof and beer is no longer food. You have a mortgage, you have a baby, you're responsible for yourself and other people. You need to become predictable and you need to find a predictable source of income. And that happens to everybody. There are moments in time that trigger these things. Those same moments are happening today at older ages. Are there any farmers' kids in the room here? May I see the hands? All right, keep them up. These are different people. You need to understand that. Farmers' kids work hard. And is that a sweeping generalization? Yeah, it is. Is it over the top? Yeah, it is. However, I bet you, if you were to think about the farmers' kids you know, they have an incredible work ethic. Farmers' kids have had to work before entering the workplace. They've contributed meaningfully to the functioning of the farm before they entered the workplace, whether it's helping the animals, helping the plant, the crops, whatever it may be. And they enter the workplace with a willingness and a knowledge of how work functions. Farmers' kids work their tails off, bottom line. And I talk to them wherever I go. Oh, I was born in the Midwest, and I remember pulling the tassels out of the corn. Anybody know what I'm talking about there? Binding the tobacco leaves for anybody from the Carolinas. Everybody's got their regional story. Farmers' kids work. It's not a fluke, it's not a mistake that alien abductions happen in farming communities. The aliens have figured out who the workers are, and they're going to get them. They figured it out before the rest of us. Are there ever alien abductions in Fort Lauderdale? No, no.